next guest says there is always time to teach your children the basics. So joining us now to share some tips from her new book, Teach Respect, That's My Kid, is family physician and parenting expert, Dr. G. Welcome, Doctor.
Hey, Doctor.
So these three little books, the size of an iPhone, are a great little series that you've put together to teach kids and parents, or teach parents how to teach the kids the basics.
Right. I've never met a parent who said, oh, I don't need a kid who's respectful, responsible, and resilient. Those are things we all want to give our kids, but how do you do it? So these are activities that you can do with your child in an afternoon, sometimes in 2 minutes, that helps build those character traits.
And you would know because she has 4 children, 4 boys, under 12. Give the ages.
Wow.
They are 11 and 9 and 7 and 5.
And there's a picture.
And are they respectful?
They often are.
Yeah. I mean, a big part of it is the parenting, right? I mean, but are there certain kids that are just prone to being bad kids? I mean, is that possible?
I don't think there are kids who are prone to being bad kids, but there are kids who are born to push the envelope, to step over every boundary we put in front of them.
Yeah.
What matters is what we do next.
Okay.
All right. And I think your message is really about the 3 R's that you mentioned: respect, resilience, and responsibility. So let's start, and you can start at 2 years old. Don't think those 2-year-olds are immune because they're so cute. You have to start
Cute
early.
helps. Cute helps.
Cute does help. But between 2 and 4, let's give some concrete tips to parents right now that you can teach your kids. And we'll start. Go ahead.
Okay, so teaching respect is about teaching kids to respect themselves and others. So a great way to teach a 2 to 4-year-old to respect themselves first is to say, okay, you have a friend coming over. What can you not bear to share? What is the lovey that if somebody else touches it, you will melt down? Let's put that at the top of the closet. Nobody's going to see it or touch it until that play date leaves. That's about self-respect.
Right.
Respecting somebody else, for example, at that age, if you ever given a child that age a new food and they make a horrible face and say a really horrible word, we teach at our house, don't yuck somebody else's yum.
I still do that.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, Ryan still does. Don't yuck somebody else's yum.
You may not eat it after you've tried it. You might decide you don't like it, but maybe say, no, thank you, instead of, ew, gross.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. All right, so ages 5 to 7, touch an arm to interrupt. This is so true.
Val, have you noticed that whenever you get on the phone, Ryan wants, I'm sorry, your kids want your attention. They want your attention right away, right? They don't need you when you're not, but as soon as you're on the phone or talking to someone else. So you want them to know how to get their needs met, but also be respectful. Teach them, if you need me, lay your hand on my arm. Right? And I'm going to lay my hand over yours. You know, I know you need me. I'm just waiting for a break in the conversation, and I'll answer you.
Right. I think with that tip, I use that tip kind of, but I'm like, if it's not an emergency, then wait till I get off the phone. Can't you, like...
Yeah, except that don't you spend a lot of quality time with your phone? I do, right? I mean, it can be a long time. My 3-year-old actually called me on my phone from our home phone.
That's amazing.
I was at the sink washing dishes.
Okay, so this other tip for the 5 to 7-year-old range is the I dare you. What is this about?
So this is about self-respect. Understanding that what somebody means when they say, I dare you, because what do they mean, right? They mean, I think I'm smarter than you and I can get you to do something dumb.
So you want them to say to you?
No, I want them to know. If somebody says, I dare you, just ignore it. Have enough self-respect to know what they're really saying.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
that's
man,
interesting.
you like these. You better tuck these away for when it's coming your time to be a parent, Ryan.
Yeah,
This is a very small book.
I have some time.
Yeah.
All right. Also, you have like 50 different tips for different age-appropriate kids. So,
right. As a family doc, one of the things I know is child development. So for neurotypical kids, this breaks it up 2 to 4, 5 to 7, but also 11 to 14, 15 to 17, because some of us turn to our older kids and think, hey, what about your work ethic, or what about respect?
8 to 10.
Okay, so 8 to 10-year-olds, we can teach them to respect themselves by knowing how to make a great first impression.
Okay.
Stand up, look the person in the eye, and use their name in the first sentence. Whether it's another kid or an adult, that person will think, oh, I want to know you better.
Well, now Halloween is coming up, so what Halloween tip do you have?
This is my favorite thing to do at Halloween. Halloween is a great, fun family holiday, but parents can feel a little uncomfortable because it feels kind of greedy, right? So turn that on its head. Before you're allowed to go trick-or-treating in your neighborhood, in the afternoon or on a Sunday before, put your kids in their costumes, grab some treats, some pretzels and some candy, and go to your neighborhood senior center or VA center and bring some cheer. Hand out some treats and show off those costumes and teach kids to make something wonderful and giving out of a give me kind of holiday.
Love it. Love. Thanks so much being here, Dr. G. Great tips. You can visit our website, WindyCityLive.com, to find out more on Dr. G's Little Book series and her 3 R's of parenting.
yes, and coming up tomorrow on the show.